Let's face it, the buzz around AI, well, whether it's coming for our jobs, it's just everywhere, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's hard to ignore.
And if you're like me, you've probably had that moment, wondering how it all might shake out for your own career path.
Mm-hmm. That anxiety is definitely out there.
So let's get right into it. Today, we're diving deep into what the sources are actually saying about AI's impact, specifically on jobs.
Yeah, what's really happening on the ground?
We've looked at, well, quite a range.
Mm.
Insightful YouTube discussions with tech folks and career advisors.
People who are really in the thick of it.
Exactly. And reporting from places like The Guardian, India Today, plus a good chunk of compiled research, stats, advice.
A lot of data points.
Our mission today is pretty simple. Cut through the hype, give you a clear, no-nonsense understanding of what's really going on with AI and jobs.
And crucially, what you can actually do about it.
Right. And we want to do it efficiently, respecting your time, no fluff.
Exactly. Let's extract those key insights. Which jobs are already seeing changes? How big is this shift, really?
And the big one, what practical steps can you, our listener, take to navigate all this?
That's the goal.
Okay, so let's start with the concrete stuff. Which job roles do our sources say are already being affected?
Well, Nishant Jindal on YouTube, he flagged a few specific areas.
Look what?
Things like telemarketing, data entry, and clerical work, basic customer support.
More routine tasks, maybe?
Sort of, yeah. And interestingly, junior-level programming, too. That entry-level coding space seems, well, quite vulnerable right now, according to him.
Okay, that's significant. And we're seeing companies react, too, right?
Definitely. India Today reported on IBM replacing around 200 HR roles with AI agents.
200 roles? Wow.
Yeah, their CEO, Arvind Krishna, mentioned it specifically. It was a couple hundred was the quote, I think.
But it's not always straightforward replacement, is it?
That's the nuance. IBM CHRO, Nicole Lamuro, pointed out that while AI is automating specific HR tasks,
Like employment verification
yeah,
or handling transfers.
exactly, those repetitive parts. But she also said very few roles are being completely replaced. IBM is still hiring overall, just in different areas.
So it's a shift. Reskilling, reallocating people.
Precisely. That seems to be a recurring theme. It's often about tasks changing within a job, not the whole job vanishing overnight.
Okay. What about creative fields? That feels different.
Well, Ed Newton-Rex wrote in The Guardian about a noticeable drop, maybe even a plummet, in freelance writing and graphic design gigs.
Since when?
Since tools like ChatGPT and those AI image generators really took off.
So AI is actually producing content that, well, freelancers used to do.
That seems to be the implication, yeah. It's moving beyond just routine admin tasks now.
Right into areas we thought were, I don't know, uniquely human.
Exactly. And we see it elsewhere, too. Think cashiers and retail, more self-checkouts popping up,
Sure.
or the potential impact on drivers from self-driving tech, though, that still feels a bit further out.
Maybe. And administrative roles.
Microsoft 365 Copilot is a big indicator there, automating lots of those tasks.
And content writers, obviously, with ChatGPT, Gemini. Coders, too. You mentioned junior ones, but these models write pretty decent code sometimes.
They do. Fluent code, as one source put it. And look at Duolingo. Their CEO announced they're cutting back on contractors, partly because AI can do some of that work now.
It's really spreading. What about, say, legal work?
Yeah, quite a bit of discussion there. Studies from places like Princeton, NYU, UPenn,
Oh, yeah.
and data from Goldman Sachs suggest AI can handle a fair chunk of tasks typically done by legal assistants. Think document review, research.
Goldman Sachs estimated like 44% of legal tasks could be automated.
Something like that, yes. A significant percentage.
And marketing. I saw that Cadbury ad example.
Right. Hashtag not just a Cadbury ad. That showed AI creating really personalized content at scale.
Plus, it's used for social media management, data analysis.
Okay. Manufacturing, that's always been about automation, hasn't it? It has. But AI is adding another layer. Better computer vision on assembly lines, more sophisticated warehouse robots like Amazon uses.
Any other sectors?
Oh, yeah. Travel and tourism AI handles bookings, offers personalized trips, even forecasts flight prices.
Translation.
Basic, literal text translation is getting heavily automated.
Finance.
Definitely. Monitoring transactions for fraud, Chatbots giving basic advice. Morgan Stanley was mentioned using them.
Graphic designers must be feeling it, too, with tools like generative fill in Photoshop, DALL-E, Midjourney.
It's fundamentally changing their workflow, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Engineering's exploring generative design, supply chains are using AI for transparency, forecasting.
But you have to watch out for those AI hallucinations, right, where it just makes stuff
Oh,
up.
absolutely. That's a crucial caveat mentioned in the sources. It's not infallible.
Okay, so it's broad. A really wide spectrum of jobs and tasks are being touched by AI.
For sure. But then there's the big question. How much job displacement are we talking about, and how fast? The views really differ.
Right. Some sources sound almost apocalyptic.
Well, Ed Newton-Rex mentioned some tech elites aiming for full automation of the economy. He pointed to projects like Mechanize.
And we've heard those quotes from people like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Right? Probably none of us will have a job.
Yeah, or Bill Gates saying humans soon won't be needed for most things. Jeffrey Hinton, Vinod Khosla, similar vibes from them too. Quite stark predictions.
But is that happening now?
Well, you have figures like Jamie Dimon at JP Morgan being very direct. He says AI will replace jobs in banking.
And they're investing heavily, aren't they?
Massively. $2 billion mentioned, hundreds of use cases identified, planning for job impacts via attrition. They're taking it very seriously.
Okay, but then there are skeptics. Gene Marks was mentioned.
Right. He's saying, hold on, the tech isn't that reliable yet for full replacement. He points to surveys where companies regretted AI layoffs.
Buyer's remorse.
Kind of, yeah. And studies, like one in Denmark, not showing huge impacts on earnings or hours from automation yet. Plus the limitations of current AI features from big tech, the cost for smaller businesses.
So he thinks full replacement is still years away.
That's his take, yeah. Still years away.
And didn't the World Economic Forum predict massive job losses?
Yeah.
Like by 2025? I saw that in the full disclosure video source.
They did. 85 million jobs disappearing due to AI and automation was their prediction a while back. It's a good reminder that predictions can be tricky.
True. What did Wari Koo say about predictions?
He had a really smart point. He said, look, predictions about factory automation wiping out jobs were sort of right in principle.
But they got the which jobs wrong.
Exactly. He noted it wasn't necessarily the factory floor workers initially, but roles like financial analysts, legal researchers, even content creators who are seeing the impact now.
That's counterintuitive.
It is. He even mentioned NetDragon Websoft replacing their CEO with an AI.
Seriously? A
Yeah.
CEO?
Apparently so. His main point was that jobs needing that full spectrum of intelligence, physical skill, emotional nuance, complex problem solving, those are proving much harder for AI to replicate fully.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about Jensen Huang from NVIDIA? His quote seemed quite balanced.
Yeah, I thought so too. He said, basically, every job will be affected. Some lost, some created, but all affected.
And the crucial part,
You are not going to lose your job to AI, but you are going to lose your job to somebody who uses AI.
oof, that hits home, doesn't it? It's about using the tools.
Precisely. So putting it all together, the picture isn't, immediate mass unemployment tomorrow.
But it's definitely not nothing either.
No, far from it. It's a major shift. Tasks are changing, jobs are transforming, new roles are emerging. That seems to be the consensus from the sources.
Okay, so shift, transformation.
Mm,
But we still need to take this seriously, right? The scale sounds potentially massive.
absolutely. That Goldman Sachs prediction, 300 million jobs impacted globally. That's a huge number, even if it's impact and not outright replacement for all.
And that McKinsey report finding most employees expect AI to significantly change their work.
Yeah, 70% thought it would change over 30% of their work. It signals a really fundamental change in how work gets done.
And there was that concerning finding about women's jobs potentially being more susceptible.
Right, the Frank Hawkins Keenan Institute study, they estimated around 79% of jobs typically held by women were susceptible to automation. That raises real equity questions.
We need to watch that. And people like Jamie Dimon saying, don't put your head in the sand.
It underlines the urgency. You can't just ignore this and hope it goes away.
The fear and uncertainty mentioned in those videos, full disclosure,
Yeah.
and Wari Koo's, it's palpable. It's real for people.
Of course. It's about livelihoods, identity, security. It's deeply human.
So, okay, let's pivot to the crucial part for you listening. What can you actually do? How do you navigate this? How do you prevent being displaced?
This is where the sources offer a lot of actionable advice. And the number one theme, overwhelmingly, is upskilling, continuous learning.
Like Nishan Jindal implying junior programmers need to move beyond the basics.
Exactly, evolve your skills. And that pasted text compilation we looked at, along with suggestions from tools like ChatGPT itself, lays out a pretty clear roadmap.
Okay, what's on the map?
Learning AI-related skills is key. Things like Python, data analysis, machine learning fundamentals, prompt engineering.
Prompt engineering seems to come up a lot. It's basically learning how to talk to AI effectively.
Essentially, yes. How to give it the right instructions to get the best results. It's becoming a real skill. Also, focusing on interdisciplinary knowledge, combining AI with your specific domain expertise.
So AI plus your current field.
Right. Getting hands-on with AI tools and agents is important too. AutoGPT, LangChain for more advanced stuff, even just mastering ChatGPT prompts or using no-code AI platforms.
And coding, still important.
Yes, coding and automation skills, especially Python, understanding APIs, basic web development, these give you power to build and automate.
Data skills too, you mentioned.
Definitely. Data and analytics literacy. Even if it's just solid Excel skills, SQL for databases, knowing how to visualize data, understanding basic data science concepts, it's all valuable.
What about creatives?
Learning to use AI as a creative tool, Midjourney, DLE for images, AI video tools, AI writing assistants, integrating them into your process.
But it's not just about the tech skills, is it?
No, absolutely not. The sources strongly emphasize those uniquely human soft skills. Critical thinking, adaptability, emotional intelligence, collaboration, ethical judgment.
Skills AI struggles with.
Precisely. And business acumen, understanding the context AI operates in, new business models, product thinking around AI, monetization, ethics.
That full disclosure video also pushed learning, right? Using all the new tools.
Yeah, embracing things like Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, GitHub Copilot, even looking at video tools like Sora, learning to automate parts of your own job.
Wariku's advice was similar. Embrace change.
Very much so. Learn the relevant tools, focus on delivering value faster, better, cheaper, using AI. Don't fear it, make it your ally.
Use it to enhance your work, not just create stuff from scratch.
Exactly. He talked about the top 1% reinventing their jobs by combining skills and using tech as a multiplier.
And Jensen Huang's point, again, adapt. Because your colleagues will be using AI.
Right. Don't be that person who ignores this technology. You need to keep pace.
Okay. Any other strategies? Like choosing different careers?
Yeah, the sources suggested considering AI-resistant fields. Healthcare needing that human touch, skilled trades involving physical dexterity, education relying on connection, roles focused purely on innovation.
And adapting to new kinds of roles, working with AI.
Yes, hybrid roles are seen as a major growth area, becoming comfortable collaborating with AI systems.
And just keep learning. Forever.
Pretty much. Continuous learning is non-negotiable. Using platforms like Coursera, Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, Khan Academy, YouTube, getting certifications were relevant.
That full disclosure video had a great line, be the architect, not just follow the recipe.
I liked that too. Learn, automate, scale yourself. Take control.
Okay, so it's challenging, but there are paths forward. It's not all doom and gloom then. There's opportunity here too.
Definitely. That's the other side of the coin. The pasted text source explicitly highlighted job creation.
In what areas?
Directly in AI development, machine learning, data analysis, cybersecurity, but also in things like green energy and roles specifically focused on human-AI collaboration.
And Jensen Huang was optimistic too, wasn't he?
Very. He sees AI potentially solving worker shortages, boosting global GDP, and even making technology more accessible through intuitive interfaces, that vibe coding idea.
Making it easier for non-coders to create things.
That's the potential, yeah. Democratizing tech.
The full disclosure source even predicted new jobs being created.
Yeah, 97 million new roles was the figure they cited from one report. And they pointed to AI engineers as a current example of a secure, high-demand role, for now at least.
And India's shift towards innovation.
Right, led by top software engineers, moving beyond just service work into creating new things, often powered by AI.
Wariku talked about a new digital divide, didn't he?
He did. Not just access, but between those who fear AI and those who leverage it.
And he gave examples.
Yeah, non-engineers building apps, designers editing video easily, musicians creating music, doctors using AI for better diagnoses. It opens up possibilities.
So the opportunity is there if you lean in. Provide that faster, better, cheaper value.
That seems to be the consensus. Use AI to amplify your skills and impact.
Okay, one last area regulation.
Yeah.
Is anyone actually trying to manage all this?
It's Complicated. The What Is article pointed out there's no single comprehensive federal approach in the U.S. yet. It's more patchwork.
But things are happening.
Oh, yes. There are state laws. California, Illinois, Texas, Colorado were mentioned. New York City has a specific law about AI in recruiting and hiring.
So it's bubbling up from different places.
Exactly. And the industry itself is trying to self-regulate to some extent, like the Frontier Model Forum with Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, and Anthropic involved.
What about internationally?
The EU AI Act is a big one, a much more comprehensive framework. And there are proposed U.S. laws being discussed, like the Safe Innovation AI Framework or the Real Political Advertisements Act.
And President Biden's executive order.
Right, that's a significant federal move. It aims to set standards, protect consumers, fund research, create AI government jobs, promote equity, and support workers affected by AI.
So the regulatory landscape is definitely evolving, even if it's not fully formed yet.
It's very much in flux, yeah. An active space to watch.
Okay, let's try and wrap this up then. What's the bottom line from our deep dive?
I think the clearest takeaway is that AI is reshaping the job market significantly. It's not just hype.
But it's complex, not just simple replacement.
Exactly. It's displacement in some areas, yes, but also massive transformation of existing roles and the creation of entirely new ones we might not even imagine yet.
And the future belongs to
Those who adapt, those who proactively learn, reskill, and figure out how to work with AI, how to leverage it.
So the actionable advice for you listening boils down to keep learning all the time.
Yes. Focus on upskilling both those technical AI skills and the human-centric ones, like critical thinking, creativity, emotional intelligence.
And don't fear AI, right?
Yeah.
Embrace it as a tool.
See it as something that can enhance what you do, make you more valuable.
Okay. So as you think about all this, maybe here's a final thought, something for you to mull over.
Yeah.
Try and identify just one task, one thing in your current job right now that you think could potentially be augmented or maybe even automated by AI.
Just one thing to start with.
Yeah, just explore it. Think about it. How could AI change that specific task? And then maybe think bigger.
How could you move from just doing the work
To designing how the work gets done, maybe using these new tools, shifting from being a recipe follower to being the architect, like that source said.
That could be a really powerful first step towards future-proofing your career in this rapidly changing world.
Definitely something to think about.